Yes, sir. Delmeyer,
Here.
Kiesling,
Here.
Klinghammer,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Reich.
Here.
We'll take citizens' input. You want to address the council? Okay, I don't see any citizens' input. Moving on to consent agenda. Motion to approve or anything held for separate discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Call roll.
Delmeyer,
Aye.
Kiesling,
Aye.
Klinghammer,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
All right, Beth, you had a couple items you want to review with council? We have a
Yeah, and
Round
for
table.
this, I'd like the council just to follow along on their tablets. I have the City of Asbury website up, and what we've now enabled for citizens is with our new software, there's a portal so that citizens can come in and they can pay their water bill, see their water bill, see what's going on with their water usage. They can, pay for the pavilion, pay for their building permits. So I was just going to show you how you can originally go out and set your account up. So on the City of Asbury website, which is www.cityofasbury.com, you go to the How Do I tab, and then there's the Pay for a utility bill or permit. And then it says, click here to make a payment. And what's going to come up is I've signed in already. So you get to this is the new community portal. And at this space, this is set up as my account because we want to make sure it works and everything's good. So I get signed up. But if you want to sign in, it says new user at the bottom, create your account. So we just go in, you'd have an email address, you would have a password, they'll ask you for, various other information. And that's how easy it is just to, set up your account. So I'm going to sign in, and it's just going to go into my account. And there it says, I think, the most recent utility bill, it comes up, my bill is 104, 36. But what they also have is under here for your bill, it shows the history of all your bills and all your payments and what your account balances are. And it goes back, I think we went 3 years back for everybody's bill. So this shows all your payment and billing history on the bills and payments tab right here. And then the next tab has a graph. So where it shows here is blank, these were bills that went out under our old system, so they don't have all the water usage that goes out. But you can see for April, May, and June, you can see, my water usage is pretty, consistent on a month-to-month basis. And then it also comes down here in the service billed amount, and it breaks down. This is the water, this is the sewer, probably the garbage, and the storm sewer. So everything that's in your, and there's the little ledger down here as far as, I think this is nice little, graphic down here for people that are looking and say, what did my bill look like? And they can see this. This is available to people, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. This portal doesn't shut down. Communications, if the city wants to send out any kind of communication, the communications can come in here and be recorded in the portal. Manage auto pay. I am on auto pay. My next bill is due on 7/15. No action required. Your account is set up for automatic payments.
Can you show us your account number?
But then I can also come in here and manage my auto pay down here, and I'm not going to click on that because that's where you would see my account number. And or I can, if I was like a landlord, you can like link another account. So if you have multiple properties, you can link the properties to an account. And the administration, the people are not going to see. I'm the administrator or on the account, so you're not going to get this on your account. You'll just get the top part that says utility bills. Does anybody have any questions?
when there's communication, do they get any notification or no, that's there, they have to log in to see it?
It goes out as a communication, will go out as an email.
So there would be an email that you have,
Yeah, because we'll have, if we have their email account.
Right.
Yeah, and that they're signed up for this, yeah.
that's what I mean, okay.
But you don't have to be signed up for this to get your electronic bill, right? It's still gonna come out in an email, right?
Correct. You do not have to be signed up in here to, if you're already getting your bill emailed to you, that will continue.
Okay.
So you don't have to, if somebody comes in as a new person, then they can sign up to be e-billed and do set up their ACH. They can do all that online. They no longer have to come into City
But
Hall
if you're
and
on-
do that.
If you're on a paper bill, can you still access the portal?
As long as you have an email address and
Right.
you're signed into the portal, yeah.
Right.
Even if you get your bill as a paper bill.
Okay,
So instead of saying, like Mai said, set up for ACH payment, you would be the one then to come in and you would say, you can pay your bill and you would, see it that way.
okay.
So the other part of this is, okay, I need to make a payment other than a utility. You can make a utility billing payment if you're not set up for ACH. Under licenses and permits, you can pay for your permits online, and you can also set up your if you want to pay a if you want to pay like a pavilion fee, or as we have other fees that we want to set up here, we can set up here to go in and pay whatever kind of bill we need to. And it takes your, cash, online check, not cash, online check or credit card. Can be, payments can be made here. And they can also go in as a guest. They don't have to have an account. You can also go on as a guest and make payments. So this is now online. We've, tested enough with, people in the office and our accounts to make sure that this is, up and working, properly. So I thought it'd be a good time to, take the time at the council meeting. We're not, have a real heavy agenda today. So I thought it'd be a good time just to let council see what it looks like. So please set up your accounts.
Cool.
And this will go out probably in the next newsletter. We're kind of doing a little bit of a soft opening to make sure everything is definitely working fine. Any questions?
Hey, nice work.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I like the part, where you can go in and look at that, graph and, look at, what your bill looked like in a graph form here and see where your usage is. I think that's just a nice,
Mhm.
picture to, to look at.
Now, when will the new month come in? Like, let's say July 15th, is it?
No, the new bill will come in like when our regular bills would come in out.
Oh,
So
okay.
So what will happen, like in, for July 15th, is you'll see, like when I showed my bills and payments, it shows I have an outstanding balance. So on July 15th, that amount will go to zero because the ACH will clear. And then
Oh.
when the new bills come out, be July 31st or July 30th, then that'll add another bar on the graph.
It's kind of set up like the Alliant bill. I like it.
Okay. All for that.
So you have to sign up.
No, you can come in here, and here it says pay as a guest
Oh,
right here. So you don't
Yeah.
have to sign up. If you just want to go in and pay a bill as a guest, you can do that. So let's say if you're a builder and you want to pay for your
Mhm.
permit, you really don't need an account. You just go in as pay as a guest.
okay. That's a good idea.
Any other questions? Coming into the new age. The next item is if you received the league monthly, they had the new rules that are going into effect, and probably the ones that are one that's probably most impactful to public officials and people serving on boards and commissions is House File 706, open records requirements for governmental bodies. And they are now going to require that they say newly elected or appointed officials, for right now when they started, it's going to be everybody, is going to need to complete a course of training regarding the responsibilities and requirements of open records. So I checked with the league to see, do they have any of that specific, really down to the nubbins as far as what are the requirements, who's going to do this training, and none of that has, the law has been passed, but none of the training requirements have been, set up. So we're probably okay. It's probably TBD until they get out the training, either through the state, through the Rob Sands office or whatever office they decide to put it out, or I'm thinking the league will be the body that will have somebody trained to be able to, do this training. Stay tuned. The other one is House or Senate File 574, and this is not that impactful. We used to be able to retain 5% for projects now, and that's reduced to 3%. So any future contracts that we enter into, the retainage requirement is reduced. So that's just an update.
All right. You have anything else, Beth?
No, that was just those two.
So another thing we wanted to run by you real quick, and correct me where I'm wrong here, Beth, but the Dale Winter development, he wants to break ground potentially into this month, right? And we're a city, we've got deadlines and lead times, and we only move so fast. So one thing that we're requiring is, was mentioned last meeting, was the traffic study. And that's not due until the 15th.
Well, he should have had it as part of his original submittal, but his engineer can't get it here till the 15th.
But also, back to my statement, it's
Yeah.
not going to be here till the 15th,
Yeah.
right? And that's the date the P&Z is scheduled to meet. We don't want to, not that the traffic study is going to make or break the thing, but we don't want to get a traffic study in at 4:55 and hand it to P&Z at 5:30. So we're proposing that P&Z delay their meeting to the 22nd. Okay, that gives them plenty of time. Now then, we meet on the 22nd. So I guess the question then is, if P&Z meets on the 22nd, are you okay with that being on the agenda for our meeting on the 22nd? Or if not, we will have to do a special meeting on the 29th, and we could ask the developer to incur your cost. But again, it's the same thing. I don't want to throw it on your agenda if you don't feel it's enough lead time.
I'm concerned that if we're giving P and Z a week to look at it, and we should have at least a week to look at it also.
And that's fine. Again,
I mean,
that's why I'm
or can you send it to us when you send it to P and Z?
right. Everything P&Z gets, you'll get on the 15th.
And Russ, you'd
Okay.
also be, the P&Z documents are always on board docs as well.
Okay.
So again, here we have board docs here at the top. And if you scroll down, there's Board of Adjustment, there's, Park Board, here's Planning and Zoning. So you'd be able to go look at their agenda and look at all the documents that are out there for the P&Z.
So if we gave you everything the same time P&Z, they have a week, you would technically have
And
a
we
week.
technically have a week.
And if you're not comfortable, just table it. We
That's
will
fine.
we will reschedule. I just,
That's fine. That's more than fair.
Is that everybody? And if we have to meet on the 29th, we did that with Amalek. They needed a meeting in the last minute, fine.
And depending on the results of the P and Z meeting, we may have
Yeah.
comments about that. So
And you're not compelled to approve at that point.
We can still table it. If we
I'll
have.
make it very clear to Dale, and he'll understand, because, we're waiting on them. Beth and the staff have done everything they can to do what he needs, but
Now, does that have to go through stormwater also, or is P and Z? I mean, that stormwater is a big thing off of that property, I would think.
yeah.
The engineer is doing a very thorough review on the stormwater. It doesn't have to go through the stormwater committee itself, because the stormwater review and the whole site plan review is under the peruse of the P&Z committee, and they have to go through all the site plan requirements, and that's being reviewed by MSA.
So that will be part of the study that comes in on the 15th?
No, that was just traffic. the stormwater review and the site plan review is an automatic regardless, and that's in progress.
Right, but I mean, if he wants to break ground, we have to see that before he breaks ground, right?
You'll see the report
Yeah,
from,
yeah.
from the engineer, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
You'll see everything they see, yes, absolutely.
Right, absolutely.
And that includes the water, right?
Right.
That'll be part of that report.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that's, I just wanted to get your feel for that. So that's all we really have. We can take citizen input if there's any other at this point. Now I'll go into roundtable, Karen.
I just want to remind everybody about the music in the park. Saturday, going to be a fun time, and be sure you stop at the stormwater information booth. Bob and I will be there, and Beth. Tell you all you want to know.
All right.
As I said, I like fireworks. That's not my issue. We're setting up these parameters. Find some way to hold to them.
Comment, Tom, with how were the calls this year? Typical year, but because they couldn't call because they were legal. Yeah. Okay. Us? Oh, yeah.
That's something that I have to look forward to next year. I can do that.
Are they allowed to shoot them off in the right of ways?
No.
So they couldn't shoot them off on the sidewalk. They're not supposed to.
All for for me to be disappointed.
Okay.
Us?
I don't have anything, but the one question I do have is, we haven't had report on the other report section.
Yep.
Where are the reports at, or what's going on with the report?
You mean like the police report and the general manager
GM
report?
DM reports.
It's called 4th of July holiday and taking time off. So that you'll see those reports in the next meeting.
Well, I mean, because we didn't see one last month, and we haven't seen one for 2 months.
That was,
No,
no, he didn't have one
I
last
think
month.
the last
because
one was
of
just the
software.
computer. Yeah, we'll have it. We'll have it next time.
Okay, great. I don't have anything else.
Bob? Greg?
I hear it's going to be beautiful weather for the music in the park, so I hope that holds true.
All right. Anything, Beth?
Also at Music in the Park, MSA will be having a booth as well to take input on park planning that they're doing. So stop by there and give your input.
All right, one more thing to do. I have nothing else. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone.
They're filling in the dirt around the curves. Oh, yeah, they seeded the whole property down. Well, because I think he doesn't know what kind of business